Do you love Christmas movies but think your seasonal rotation might be getting a little stale? Here are 5 unconventional Christmas movies that you should check out this year. First up, 1989's Deadly Games, aka Dial Code Santa Claus. It's a French film about a young boy living more or less alone who has to defend his family's massive mansion from a deranged Santa impersonator on Christmas Eve by rigging his toys and random home appliances into a deadly do-it-yourself security system. Sounds a little familiar, right? Except Home Alone actually came out the next year, which I guess explains why the director of this at one point threatened to sue John Hughes for plagiarism. The two films do actually differ quite a bit though, especially in tone, because while Home Alone is a cute family comedy, Deadly Games is much more akin to an actual horror movie than anything else. Still plenty of murderous Christmas cheer to go around though. Next, we have 2010's Rare Exports. Finland is great for a lot of things, one of which is severely fucking up childhood fairy tales. For instance, what if the traditional conception of Santa Claus was actually wrong, and the real Santa was actually a terrifying monster who would send his evil elf creatures out around the holidays to capture children for him to eat? It's got a ton of dark humor and a lot of pretty fucking creepy holiday scares, but there's a specific twist that happens about midway through the movie that threw me for a goddamn loop when I first saw it. There are a lot of good Yuletide horror flicks out there, but this is one of the better ones. Next, we have a relatively recent one that got sadly buried by the COVID pandemic, 2020's Fat Man. It sees Mel Gibson playing a gritty version of Kris Kringle, who's become totally jaded over the years, due to the US government taking an active stake in his Christmas workshop and trying to turn it into a production line for the defense industry. Meanwhile, a spoiled rich brat sends a hitman played by Walton Goggins to assassinate Santa after being placed on the naughty list. It's a gleefully cynical film that sounds exactly like something you would find in like a Calvin and Hobbes comic strip, and it's got plenty of North Pole bloodshed and grumpy old Mel to spare. Check it out. Another unconventional Christmas film, we have 2003's Tokyo Godfathers by the great Satoshi Kon. I don't know about you, but I don't exactly have a deep bench when it comes to Japanese anime Christmas classics. Inspired by the 1948 John Wayne movie Three Godfathers, Kon's film follows 3 homeless outcasts shepherding an abandoned newborn baby around the snowy streets of Tokyo on Christmas Eve, in what is probably Kon's only film grounded in reality. It is a beautiful, deeply heartfelt story that is both funny and tragic, and, most importantly, very digestible for Western audiences, because it doesn't feature any of those typical annoying-ass, screechy, cringe anime-isms that make me want to nosedive off a cliff. Fa la 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 la. One quick bonus pick before our final movie, 2002 short film The Lobo Paramilitary Christmas Special. Available on YouTube and based on the 90s comic book one-shot of the same name. It sees the DC Comics character Lobo being hired by the Easter Bunny to assassinate Santa Claus. And if you know anything about Lobo, it's exactly what you think it is. Faithfully violent and non-PC, and a great intro to the character for newbies, before James Gunn inevitably turns him into a dumbass Drax the Destroyer clone in the new Supergirl movie next year. Yay! Last up, 1980's Christmas Evil, otherwise known as Low Budget Christmas Taxi Driver. Technically labeled a slasher film, this thing isn't so much a horror movie about a deranged killer Santa as it is a sad, solemn, methodically paced descent into madness for a lonely, well-intentioned yet traumatized dude who legitimately thinks he's a modern-day Santa Claus, building creepy-ass toys and spying on kids to craft his own in-depth naughty and nice list before embarking on a doomed Christmas Eve adventure meant to take the lore of Saint Nick far too literally. It never goes fully off the rails, but it's more than willing to show flashes of disturbing violence, and it certainly doesn't shy away from having an unbearable sense of unease the entire time. Very good, very depressing. Ho ho ho. So anyway, there are a few unconventional Christmas movies to add your next seasonal rotation. Happy movie watching, and let me know what some of your other favorites might be in the comments. Merry Christmas, you filthy, filthy animals.